I'm going to demonstrate how to use the material variant generator. The scenario is that you receive a number of bitmaps for making materials for floors from a floor manufacturer. Typically some diffuse maps, there are 6 of them here, some bump maps, there's 6 bump maps, and some displacement maps, there are 6 of those. And you want to make 6 materials from this. First thing you do is you go to Thea and make a complete first material using, for example, floor 1's materials. You'll use those bitmaps and also set things like the bump strength, the displacement height, other settings like layers and glossiness. I've got the bitmaps used in the various slots here. I've also got another one in this reflectance slot, which we're not going to change across the variants, just for demonstration purposes. All the things like the bump strength and the displacement height and glossy layers and whatnot, they're not going to be changed across the variants. Only the bitmaps are changed. Once you've got one material, this is the template material, save this as an XML file. When you do that, you have to manually type in this .xml extension right here, or you're going to get a mat Thea file. You need to type in the .xml. Save that. Go back over to material variant generator. Select that template file. I've already done it here. Show the file references. This lists all the file references in that XML file. There could be lots, and if this is a very complicated material, there'll be a big long list here. When you select one here, it shows you this is the complete XML file down in here with a few keywords and lines highlighted. It'll show you an auto scroll down to diff1 and show you some context, so you can see that that is the diffuse one because of this identifier. Same with the displacement. There's the reference to the displacement map, and then a couple lines up in the XML file you'll find the word displacement, which means that's probably the displacement. It's easy for this one, but if you were using the diffuse maps in a number of different slots, you'd have diff1 mentioned several times here, and you'd have a hard time figuring out which one was which. So that's what this is all about. Now we define these file sets. File set is all the maps of one type, so I'll just choose all these bump maps, puts all 6 in there. To find the next file set, just to change things around, I'll select the displacement ones, and over here I'll put the diffuse ones. Now you associate these file sets with these lines. If I associate the bumps with this line here by highlighting bump and then associate file reference, all these things are going to be swapped into that slot when it makes the variants. These are the displacement ones, so I want to go find the displacement line, click it, associate file reference. That number 4 means it's the 4th line down there. Diffuse, find the diffuse, set the file, or associate the file reference. Select an output path where you want the XML variant files to go. I've already done that. A prefix for the file names if you want, and generate the variants. There, 6 were generated. Go back over to Thea. Open. I'm going to change this here. Okay. Open. There's the 6 XML files. The first one is just the template file, kind of by definition. It was the same thing we built, but I'm going to open it anyways. Okay. It builds the preview. Drag it down here. When you drag it down here, Thea makes a mat Thea file out of it. Open the next one. Okay, drag it down there. This can be a bit tedious, but I don't know how to automate it. I'm sure eventually we'll figure that out. We need to communicate directly to Thea somehow. Okay, you could do that for all the materials. Now we can see that if we render it, there's the displacement map number 2 coming through. There's the bump number 3 coming in, so that kind of shows that system worked. And you can vaguely see the reflectance polka dot back here, so it stayed the same throughout the whole thing. And that's basically how it works.